Hi guys, this is the ORAS, and I'm back with another Wi-Fi double battle in the battle spot, and this is a rating battle against a Japanese player. Unfortunately, I don't have a capture card, so I can only upload post-commentary battles. But if you guys want to keep watching these, just let me know, leave a like, and I will continue to upload them. So without further ado, my opponent is going to lead out with a Carnivore and a Ludicolo, and his team was pretty intimidating because it was a raining team, and as you guys know, Polito has Drizzle and Ludicolo has Swift Swim, but he does not lead with Polito. Unfortunately, he traces my Manectrix Lightning Rock, so as much as I want to go for a Volt Switch, I can't. I predicted that he was going to go for a Side Shock on Manectric and he was going to go for a Skull on Aegislash, and that is exactly what he goes for. So as you can see, he does very little damage to none, and he does go for a Skull also on Aegislash. Fortunately, he does not get the burn. So this is a pretty bad position for my opponent because I just targeted the Carnivore with the Shadow Ball, and I was expecting it to be either a Mega or a Focus Sash, but as you guys can see, it's neither one of those. And I don't know what item my opponent had, but he must have his reason for not having the Focus Sash. Here my opponent is going to send out Hydreigon, and this is a perfect switch because both of my Pokemon are weak to a Dark Pulse, and they can essentially fall to a stab Dark Pulse from Hydreigon. At this point, I don't know if the Hydreigon is Choice Specs or Choice Scarf, but I predicted him to predict me to go into King Shield and to target Metagross. So keeping that in mind, I switch out my Venusaur, and of course this Dark Pulse, Venusaur is pretty tanky, so it's going to be able to take it very well, as you guys can see, and it does about half damage, so that's pretty good. And here I find out that he's actually Life Orb, so those are good news for me because that means I could outspeed him with my Manectric. And I was targeting the Ludicolo, but he switched into Polito to get his rain up, and that does pretty decent damage. That did more than 50%, but he does pack the Citrus Berry, so he's going to regain that little bit of health back. Here, I was expecting Hydreigon to target the Aegislash, so I went into King Shield because he might have thought, well, he's not protecting, so he might not have King Shield. Some people do run Aegislash, believe it or not, without King Shield. So I went ahead and protect, and that's exactly what he does. He targets the Aegislash while I target Politoed, but of course my opponent makes the right move and he also protects with his Politoed. Here I know he's going to target Venusaur because he knows he can't knock down the Aegislash in defense mode, so he has not seen my Protect, and here I reveal that I have Protect. And does he target the Venusaur? Of course he does, and he even boosts it with a Helping Hand, so that would have knocked out Venusaur. So this was a perfect play for me because he essentially wasted a turn, and I get a free hit on Hydreigon, and this Flash Cannon does so much damage to it. It pretty much puts it in KO range for a Bullet Punch or for Life Orb Recoil. So here, I know he's going to want to target the Aegislash again, and most likely the Venusaur to take it out, and he's only going to go for two options, a Ice Beam or Skull on the Aegislash. So I switch out my Venusaur, and of course that Politoed does end up going for Manectric, and I go for a King Shield because I do not want to be knocked out. I don't want to lose my Aegislash yet, and Politoed does go for that Ice Beam, which is not bad because that could have knocked out Venusaur, but Manectric can take that pretty well. I am running a Choice Scarf Manectric, so that would have been able. He would have been able to take it out Hydreigon from that range, but he switches it out, and Politoed, Ludicolo's able to eat this pretty well. And he goes for a Skull on Aegislash, and again, he does not get a burn, so that's really fortunate for me. And this Shadow Ball is going to knock out Politoed because it is Life Orb. This is the reason why I prefer running Life Orb over Leftovers, even though they're both good. Life Orb is still just better. And I can't believe my Aegislash just hanged on with 1 HP. So here, anybody that was in this situation would probably think he has to protect because he has 1 HP, so he has to protect. Well, I predicted him predicting that, and I did not protect with my Aegislash. And even if he would have gone for my Aegislash, he would have gone down to the recoil, so I still would have been able to have my Manectric in the field and done pretty good damage on Ludicolo. Probably wouldn't have knocked it out either, but instead he chooses to target my Manectric and he knocks himself out with the Light Orb. And now it's a pretty tough decision for him, because even though I did just lose my Aegislash, it's one Pokemon, Ludicolo, against two of mine, and Ludicolo is pretty low on health, does not have the Rain Up, and Venusaur has Sludge Bomb, so it would be able to pick the kill pretty easily. But I go for a Bullet Punch just to play it safe, and this Bullet Punch, even though it's resisted, is it's good enough to take him out. Now it might have looked like I had the advantage in the initial startup, but the reality is that he had pretty good Pokemon. Hydreigon was a very big threat to my whole team in general, and I think my opponent should have led up with Ludicolo and Politoed to get that Rain Up and have that speed double up on him. I think that would have greatly helped him, but of course at the end it ended up being a game of predictions, and I ended up making the better predictions. Aegislash is just that type of Pokemon. So if you guys enjoy this, please let me know if you guys want me to continue to upload this content, and I will continue updating Wi-Fi battles. Thank you.